What is up, YouTube? In this video, we are taking a look at the brand new Black Shell 460 dot random booster. I am Mach3, and let us get right into this video. All right, guys, taking a look here at Black Shell itself, we can see it has a very unique shape when it comes to the defense types being pretty much like a shell. It's based off of Drasil, which is like a similar motif of the Vey being a turtle. If you look at it closely here, I don't know if maybe you can see the big beast right up there, or if I just point it here, you can pause either way and you can see the beast on the side or beast on the front. It is a turtle, which signifies defense, very fitting. Other than that, being based off of Drasil, it has that unique chunky shape to it, especially with the top. And when we look at the back here, you see only two parts, and that's because these are the only two new parts. Other than that, when it comes to its layer, or when it comes to its ratchet, I should say, it comes with 460, which is a ratchet we've seen from the dawn of time of Beyblade X. It's been repeated so many times at this point. I don't even know the count of how many I actually have up there. But yeah, it's not my favorite ratchet, but it is just a re-release, so that's fine. We can always swap that out. Other than that, we have the brand new bit, which is Dot. So Dot is like a semi-ball spike thing with a lot of spikes. And it's very similar to Jog Ball from Metal Fight. Well, actually, I don't know if performance-wise it's similar, but it's kind of inspirationed off of that. Basically, it's supposed to just be like, you can somehow hold the stadium floor better and just tank hits, and then the Bey is just not supposed to move at all. That's probably not going to be how it works. If I remember correctly, Jog Ball from Metal Fight, how did that one work? It's been so long. I don't think I've even used that bit very much. I haven't used that bit very much, so I'm just gonna have to have a refresher when I look at how Jog Ball performs. So without further ado, of course, we have 5 other Beys in this random booster, which we will take a look at individually. Let's go ahead and scene transition here and open up the box. All right, guys, well, here you have it. This is every Bey in this random booster release. So before I start with the main Bey being right over there, Black Shell, this is a very stacked release. And now that I think about it, I may or may not have mentioned that in my pre-release analysis, but once we get through it, I'm gonna tell you why. Like, you can just see from the layers alone with what you get in this 6 Bey combo, like, you have some pretty good stuff here just from the layers alone. So starting with the main Bey, we have Black Shell, as you can see right here. So let's just go ahead and look at the layer first. I'm gonna disassemble this right now. Taking a look at the layer first, you can see like the turtle right there. Actually, let me upright this. You can see the turtle right there for the beast. Just look at the shell itself. So looking at it from the side, it's kind of thin over here, but it goes up into this, like, it is just a shell pattern essentially. It really is just a shell pattern. So the way I'm gonna take this is paired with the low heighted ratchet being the 460 with the 60mm height. It's mainly trying to tank all the hits like up here instead of like in its side layers right here like most other defense type Beys. And then it's just going to kind of tank the hits and then just stay in the center using its bit, which we will get into later. So I'm assuming like the movement is probably just gonna be something like this whenever it gets hit around. It's just going back and forth kind of like that. Looking at it from the side, it reminds me of one other Bey. I don't know. It's kind of like a Gravity Perseus look as well, though more exaggerated, I would say, with the roundness coming up top. Oh, hold on, get some clarity there. Yeah, with the roundness coming up top, it's a bit more exaggerated, but it does remind me of Destroyer a little bit. But yeah, that's basically it for the layer. You can kind of just see like the little, it's actually, when you look at it from the side again, this is a bit more rounded off than it looks like on the box. You know, if you see right here, it feels and it looks more rounded off than the actual box would entail. And I think part of that is because like the plastic bit that's right here is sort of sticking out the side, or like it's sticking out a little bit in between the two pieces of metal. So I think that's part of the reason there. Moving on, I'm gonna go over this real quick. This is just 460. Nothing special here, just a green recolor. It's like a military green, I would say. Yeah, that's basically it. And I just dropped it, oh well. Moving on, this is the next brand new part right here. We have dot. So this is what I was saying. It's got that cone shape. It's like a ball, but it's got a cone-ish look as well. So like a blend in between. I would say this is probably just a bit more a rounded off version of needle. I don't know, over time as you use this bit, are these like spikes gonna wear down more and more? I'm sure they will to some extent. It's plastic and friction, it's gonna definitely wear down a little bit. But other than that, its gimmick is supposed to be that it can just keep a bay centered in the stadium at all times. If I do this, there we go. Now the light reflects on it, you can see the thing better. Standard gear ratios as well. I'm curious to see how this actually moves in the stadium. Given more in the sense like given the extreme line and the spikes, I imagine that would wear it down faster. And I wonder if like a worn out version of this bit is probably better for stamina overall. We're gonna see. That would take some time to figure out though. So yeah, let me go ahead and assemble this bay together, and then we're gonna move on to the rest. All right, here it is in the side profile right now. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, this is this is such a huge reminiscence of Drasil. The artwork on the Big Beast is actually like really detailed, like especially up here with its shell alone. Okay, well, moving that back, we'll move on to the recolor of this bay, which is another black shell, and this one now comes with a 980 as well as a ball. So ball being, you know, the ball is just the very first stamina bit that we got. Not so much to talk about there, but we get a recolor of 980. So that's pretty nice. If I am correct in this, I believe this bay debuted with Sphinx Cowl. I think that sounds about right. Yeah, I just went to double check. Sphinx Cowl is what debuted this specific ratchet with the 980. And then of course you got the ball, so nothing special here. The only real value out of this bay is just that you get a recolor of the layer, and yo, the yellow turtle actually looks sick. Like the one in the middle, I don't actually care for this yellow. This is kind of ass if I'm being honest, but you know, if you don't get the prize bay, at least you can get this one. But yeah, 980 with the ball bit. So 980, if you want to do it for some tall attack types, that's pretty cool. You can probably get some like really like a counterattack defensive bay with height advantage, so more than likely you'd be using a layer kind of like Knight Lance or something similar to that. But yeah, that's just what this bay is. And then moving on, we have a Unicorn Sting. So Unicorn Sting is coming with a recolor of 370, as well as another recolor. Oh, hold on, because this thing, there we go. Yeah, we got a recolor of dot right here as well. So Unicorn Sting is actually one of the more fun layers to use. Not particularly good at anything, but it's just like when you see the smooth side take effect and then you see the offensive side take effect, it's just fun to like play with and mess around. So that's makes it one of my favorite layers for that reason. 370, a pretty okay ratchet. If you want a slightly taller attack type, it works really well for that. Though my preference will always go to 360. And why does this keep doing that? There we go. Yeah, you can see it. Very nice deep red, honestly. Like this is like something like a Formula 1 red. And then if you look over here, you have the recolor of this dot, which is probably the next high valued part in this random booster. Just having a recolor of one of the new parts here. This is like a pinkish red. It's more of like it's a color tone similar to Hell's Chain. And then, yeah. Moving over to our right here, I've kind of messed up my setup, but moving over to our right is probably my favorite bay in this random booster that is not the prize bay. and that is a recolor. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll count this as a recolor of Phoenix Wing in blue. So this one doesn't have the painted metal, but I take that as a win because it just means that I can actually use this more and not actually be afraid of, oh man, my paint is chipping on my other Phoenix Wing, the stock red one. So when it comes to the parts, this comes with a 580. This will just immediately be swapped off in any combo. And then Hexa, which is also a very, very new bit. I think this is the first recolor we're getting. Hexa, Hexa is not the best bit performance-wise, but it's still one of my favorite bits when it comes to movement and sound. I've said this before, but I really like the sound Hexa makes once it touches like these points right here where it gets flat, like basically its sides basically. Once it touches its sides and it goes around, it makes such a good noise, in my opinion. And then of course, if you look at it, it has a very big gear. I believe it's 16 tooth, but I'm not entirely sure. I believe so. It should have the same gearing, it should have the same gearing size as Assault, which is one of the bigger ones. So this would move a lot quicker around the extreme line if used for an offensive combo. The only loss in this combo is probably this 580. I would pick a lower one, as I've said before. At most, I'd pick 70, but I prefer 60. And yeah, that is Phoenix Wing. This is probably my top favorite release outside of just the prize bay right here. And then my second favorite coming from that is going to be this Wizard Rod, which we're going to look into later. But moving on from there, we have this Viper Tail recolor in what is looking to be, I think, what is this, like a purple? Yeah, it's a purple Viper Tail, if I can get this clear. There you go. So Viper Tail is just a stamina type layer. This was released a long time ago at this point here, and it is coming with a recolor of 570. If I can get it off here. Also in like this magenta purpley color. And then you have another recolor of Dot, which is more of just a pure purple. So that is what, a total of, outside of the prize bay, you have two other versions of Dot. And then you get one recolor of the layer itself. 460 doesn't necessarily matter, so okay. 3 dots total and one black shell other than the prize. Okay, cool. So yeah, you get this purple dot layer with it as well. Not much to say here about this 570. It's just 5-sided, 70mm height. It's pretty good to use, I would say. Better than I would say the 580. And then finally, moving on, we get the second best release outside, I guess this is technically third best release in my opinion, outside of Prize Layer and right behind Phoenix Wing. It is the UX Wizard Rod recolor. So this is a green Wizard Rod. I'm gonna call this the Ben 10 Beyblade. It really is just Ben 10's color scheme. Wizard Rod, super solid stamina type layer. Really good for defensive combos as well. This is actually like the best layer, I think, in Beyblade X as far as non-attack types are concerned. Moving from there, you get a 160 recolor. So this is one of the next good parts to have. It's having a the new one-sided ratchet. So we had 160 debuting with Drawn Buster. And then we had like some other height millimeters of one sides released before, but this is a 160 release right here. So this will pair well with many attack types. I mean, it's going to be mainly for Drawn Buster, and everything else is just kind of like, wow, what are you doing? But it'll still work out great for that one-hit big shot attack. It makes no sense on this layer itself, but it just, you know, they had to put something on there. And then finally with that, we get a recolor of Rush, which this is actually a really good bit as far as controllability is concerned. As you can see, it has a smaller gear ratio here, but it's got less surface area on the tip. So you can flower pattern this quite easily actually if you tried. I don't know how we got, I can't remember if we had Rush recolors before. Yeah, but either way, this is a not a hard, well, I guess this is somewhat of a hard to come by bit, only because it debuted with the Drawn Dagger, and Drawn Daggers from a triple booster set, so by getting this like individually, well, you have a guaranteed rush from this set right here. And with that, that is all the bays in this random booster. So like overall value, this is, as I said, a high valued one. You have, let's see, there's one, you have two, I think this is the third one, yeah. You have three, outside of the main prize bay, you have two other recolors of where you can pull the brand new bit. Then you have one version where you can get the layer itself. And of course it's 460, so that doesn't matter. But then other than that, when we take a look at the layers alone, you have your only loss in this, I would say, is this one as the main one, this Viper tail. And this one, only because in comparison to the rest of the things you can pull, it's not actually up to par, but it's just still a very fun layer to use, the Unicorn Sting. And outside of the prize bay, you get a Phoenix Wing, which is super, super good. And then you could get this Wizard Rod, which is also really, really good. Okay, so with that, let us go ahead and take the weight of Black Shell over here, and we're going to do the part by part weigh in, and then I'm just going to take the weight of, well, of course the total weight of Black Shell, but then just immediately the total weight of the rest of these guys. So yeah, scene transition. All right, let us go ahead and take a weight of each of these Beyblades first before we get to the prize bay right here. So starting with the yellow Black Shell, we have a total, one second. There we go, okay, we got a total weight of 41 grams, okay. You know what, in comparison, I'm going to disable the layer itself. And then coming here with this Unicorn Sting, we got 42 grams. Let me move this up. There we go. 42, hold on, 42, 43, what is it? 42 grams for Unicorn Sting. Phoenix Wing coming in with, I'm expecting this to be a heavier one. Phoenix Wing coming with 46 grams, okay. And now Viper Tail is 42 grams as well. I'm expecting this to probably be heavier as well. We have the Wizard Rod. Wizard Rod is 43 grams. Okay, no, so it's lighter. Let's see, hold on. 42 grams, okay, I guess Wizard Rod isn't like heavier. I think this layer itself is heavy, but the overall combo isn't. Okay, so let's see here. Now we have the original Black Shell. So layer alone, we're looking at 32 grams. What is the yellow layer? 33 grams? Let's do it one more time. 32 grams, okay. So 32 grams, and do we get 33 with this? Are we on the heavier side? 33. Okay, so we're just gonna say 32, 33 grams. It's the same one either way. 460, 7 grams for 460, and then dot, probably gonna be 2 grams. Yeah, 2 grams. Every driver, I think, is 2 grams. I think the metal needle, I think that's what it was, metal needle, was the only one that was like heavier than that. But of course, that's because it had metal on it. In final, the bay is 41 grams. This is probably 42 actually, let's see. Yeah, 42 grams for the final, okay, 41. We'll just say 41, 42 grams for the total weight of Black Shell. And now let us move on to the test battles. All right, so for the test battles, I will be using, first of all, Ripcord Launcher, and also I will alternate battles between the standard stadium you see here, as well as the extreme wide one from the previous video. And yeah, so let us go ahead and get started over here. And starting off, I'm actually gonna go ahead and go up against the yellow recolor for Black Shell. So launch it first. Not expecting huge hits here. Okay, never mind. We got some really huge hits. Oh, burst finish. And that goes for the yellow recolor. I wonder if part of that could have been 460's weakness, but you know, we'll see. You know what? I didn't actually even do a test launch, but Let me do that first. Well, let me do that now. I didn't even do a test launch on this. I just got too excited and I just wanted to go straight to the battles. All right, let's do this right now. Okay, as expected of a defense type, chilling in the center there. Let me hard launch this. I kind of did like a medium launch, so a hard launch now. Even in a hard launch, it's actually staying pretty still in the stadium. It's not like the usual ball tip where it will be somewhat aggressive. It's actually still staying there, which means one, it could be very stable. And the second thing, it could just be that this bit itself is pretty good when it comes to balance. Because I believe also Wizard Rod, like stock Wizard Rod was the same case. It was so balanced, and even in a hard launch, it would stay like right at the center. Okay, let's do one more. We'll do one more battle in this stadium, then we'll move the two to the extreme one. Yeah, case in point, look at how aggressive the yellow one is, even on a ball tip. Nice use of the extreme line. Unfortunately, it did not land a hit. I think this should go to the yellow one, I think. Or no, sorry, I think this should go to the normal one, yeah. Yeah, this one went to the green one. It was holding on pretty damn good. All right, let us move on to the extreme stadium here. Or you know what, actually? We'll just do a bunch of we'll just keep doing like, no, we'll switch it. We'll switch it around. Actually, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to run all the battles in this stadium, like 2 battles each, assuming they're all good ones. And then I'll switch to the extreme stadium and we'll do them over again. That's what we'll do, instead of going back and forth. So now moving on, I am going to use Wizard Rod as the next opponent. So reminder, this Wizard Rod is on 180, no, it's on 160 and Rush. It's a very strange Wizard Rod if you ask me. And it's really effective. Well, that was one battle, but is it effective? In some sense you could say, because it's a Wizard Rod layer, so you could just rely heavily on the mass and then just imagine that the stamina and the smoothness of the layer itself will allow it to last a long time for an attack type. Good hit by Wizard Rod. Nice counter by Black Shell, and Wizard Rod is gone. It went far out of the table range. Okay. Nice hit. Wow, these are some really good hits by Wizard Rod here. The Wizard Rod might actually win this. Well, if it doesn't make hits from now. It's going to be heavily reliant on its layer here. No, it's going to win. It actually won from stamina despite all that. Wow. All right, next opponent we're going to go up against is the Viper Tail. Great hit by Viper Tail. Nice second hit by Viper. Nice uppercut by Black Shell. I wasn't expecting it to be able to do that, but oh wow, Viper Tail with really good counters here. Viper Tail's actually a little more aggressive. What is this? Oh, okay. I think it got stuck right up on the rails. Oh, that head-to-head. Wow, Viper Tail is just destroying it. Viper Tail is just destroying Black Shell. All right, we're gonna do one more battle. I'll launch Viper Tail first this time, and then after this, we'll move on to our next opponent. Oh, that was brutal. That was such a brutal attack. I think Viper Tail came in for like a big right swing, but it was too fast to tell. All I know is whatever I just saw was very unholy. Moving on, let's go ahead and use Unicorn Sting for the next opponent, and then finally Phoenix Wing. Okay, that was a little bit too quick of a battle. Where'd it go? Here it is. Come on, get on. Oh, come on. It's fine, it's got enough stamina. There we go. Oh, nice hit by Unicorn Sting. Who's making all that sound? Okay, Unicorn Sting is the one that is making all that sound. Like, man, who is charging over here? Unicorn Sting is so chill for a moment, then it does that big smash attack. Wow. Okay, let's do one more battle between these two. Unicorn Sting is the one that's gonna go in first. Unicorn Sting also being one that's super chill, taking the center. Oh, what the heck is this? Okay, these are like calm little hits here. I'm waiting for like the big hit. There it is. Oh, and that was a good win for Black Shell. All right, final opponent, and then we're switching stadiums, is Phoenix Wing. Already a semi-big hit right there. Ooh, whoa, that was a great counterattack by Black Shell. But Phoenix Wing over here taking it. It seems Hexa is like holding pretty well due to its shape. It can kind of act like brakes, though it's at a detriment to stamina. But due to the fact that it can do that, it's like it's playing offensively for the hit and then defensively as far as the recoil is concerned. Oh, that was pretty aggressive. So you can see it right here. See, look how it just stops, like, yeah, right there. It does a dead stop right there because it applies the brakes on it. That, or, you know what, it can honestly also be paired with the fact that Phoenix Wing is just a very heavy layer. Yeah, it just, like, it demolished it. All right, let us go ahead and move to the Extreme Stadium now. And we're gonna do the exact same thing here. So starting off, I want to immediately start off with Start off with Wizard Rod because I want to see how an attack type bit really works in an official battle. I say official, but let's just say an actual battle like that. Okay. That was a great counterattack by Black Shell over here. So, as I said when we did the unboxing of this stadium feels like a stamina and defensive base would have a bigger advantage, and I want to mainly see that. Okay. That was a great counter hit right there by Wizard Rod. Oh, last minute just punches it into the pocket. Okay, if that kept going just off of stamina, I really think Wizard Rod was gonna die out, but it got a really good hit there in the end. Let's do one more battle here. Okay, there it goes. I just need to get Wizard Rod in. Let's go. Great hit by Wizard Rod. Another good hit. Okay, so it destabilized it pretty well. See, okay, look at that. It's stuck up there. That's what I said in my previous video. It's stuck up here. It's not coming down to the ridge. And if it can stay up there, it is going to outlast Wizard Rod. Look, it's not even... Okay, it's in the ridge now. It's in the ridge actually now, but it's not touching it. Well, no, I guess it's not just barely, it's just teeter-tottering, but still, look, you saw that? It was stuck up here. And that's exactly the thing that I was saying in my previous video. Like, a bay that gets stuck up there, if it's an attack type, it's kind of screwed. It's gonna lose all its stamina. In this case, it was the reverse, but it works out for the defensive bay, because the Wizard Rod wasted all of its momentum. But you know what, that being said though, because of how big the stadium is, the attack types have so much more room and to get more speed. Okay, well, we'll just go ahead and just switch opponents from there. But yeah, the attack types have more room to gather more top speed, or at least accelerate to their top speed quicker, which can lead to more, and not necessarily, well, yes, increased attack, but at the same time, it would be like a, when it comes to the recoil attacks, when they bounce off the walls, it would do more damage because there's so much more room to travel. Okay, let's go with that. And now we're actually doing the recolor of Black Shell here. That was a knockout burst, and the ratchet is still spinning in there with the driver, or the bit. Another self burst? Okay, I just wanted to see what it could do because it was still spinning. And then again, this is a 380 disc, so a ratchet, so I'm not surprised. Let me not like hard launch this, and maybe it'll be better. Be a little bit more calm with it. Okay. What was that destabilization over there for no reason? What is this? This is new. I think this is gonna go to the yellow one for stamina. It both, well, actually more stability than stamina, but yeah. Okay, so based off of the movement I'm seeing from the outside and the inside, oh, nice. That was a really smooth extreme line. Based off of the movement from the outside to the inside, there actually is a little bit of concaveness inside the tornado ring. I think I may or may, okay, first of all, the yellow one won. I may have said that, like, even on the inside of the tornado ring, it was really flat. And it still is. It is decently flat, but there is still a noticeable amount of concaveness just off of the performance of the base, you can tell. And can you get on the launcher? All right, so I'm switching opponents now, so we are going to go ahead and use Viper Tail. Ooh, huge hit, and then like a small counter attack, but still a counter attack. Viper Tail is just laying in the work for Black Shell, man. See, even there, even when they're like just barely touching, like, you see that? That hit is insane. I think it's actually its layer. I think it's actually the layer of Viper Tail when it uses like those little bottom bits to smash down. I think it's that, because that would work. So that would work perfectly well with the fact that you know, Black Shell's layer itself has got these downward slopes on it. Ooh, that was a nice meat back right there. I loved how they hit, and when they hit the walls, they still met back right there with the collision. Okay, we'll do one more battle with these two, and then moving on, I'm gonna go to Phoenix Wing. Okay. Great comeback for Black Shell there. Okay, let's go ahead and get you in here. Please don't do that again. Okay, chillin', chillin'. Black Shell is not as stable here, but what was that attack? Black Shell might lose just to stamina alone. What was that? Phoenix Wing getting aggressive here right at the end. I'm surprised the gears weren't able to like connect as well and pick up speed along this part, but then again, it wasn't really carrying any momentum. It was just spinning. I'm surprised. Okay, hold on. Let's just let this battle continue here. Okay, so I'm surprised as of right now, and I might eat my words depending on how the hits happen here. But this is arguably the most boring battle. Is these two, which I expected. Oh, there we go. There's the big hit. I expected these two to be the most exciting purely because I was wanting to see what the Hexa layer or the Hexa driver could do. The Hexa bit could do in this stadium, but there's not enough oh, there we go. And it just sends itself. There wasn't enough concave slope. There wasn't enough of a concave slope in the stadium to make the Hexa bit kind of do its thing. And what was this? Okay, it just self-bursted itself on the rails. I wanted to do one more battle here before I moved on to the final opponent, but it's not letting me. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, Dot, if you look at it very closely, Dot has a very low resistance. If you see the little slope thing here, it's super, super thin. So burst resistance is low when it comes to this bit. Okay, well, they just wasted some energy on that extreme line run. Oh, there we go. Some aggression was there. Okay, now the big hits come in. And Phoenix Wing is just dominating with it, purely off of stamina. Well, mainly just stamina, yeah. All right, well, moving on to the final opponent for this video, we have Unicorn Sting in the Extreme Stadium. Let's get it. Wow, Black Shell just got perfect positioning with that and knocked it straight into the pocket. I'm guessing, yeah, no, yeah, that would be the extreme pocket, right? That's the extreme finish? Or, because there's not really much out here for it to do. What the? Nice use of the extreme line. Really good hit by Black Shell there. Unicorn Sting chilling up above the tornado ring, and it just came back in. So it seems as far as spin is concerned, Black Shell is way more stable as far as the middle is concerned in the normal stadium than it is in this stadium. Or maybe that's just a bit. Because you don't see, I think it's actually the bay itself, because you don't see the destabilization coming from Unicorn Sting or Viper Tail whenever it's in the center. But you'll see it with Black Shell. So I think the layer itself is more stable in the other stadium. Okay, this will be the final battle for this video. Damn. Whenever it does do that movement though, and it lands a hit, it's a pretty big hit, or fairly big. Yeah, see, I think this layer is just kind of it's really unstable with the stadium, because look at Unicorn Sting. It's perfectly stable there, just chilling in the middle. All right, guys, that was the final battle for this video. All right, guys, well, that was the video for Black Shell. Tell me what you guys think about this Beyblade. So far right now, right off the bat, I'm actually liking this bit a lot more. When it comes to like stamina type bits like this one, even at high spin speed or like higher launch power, especially with the standard stadium itself, it is more stable in the center, and it doesn't get too aggressive like some other bits like ball and gear ball and such like that. So for that reason, I do like this bit a lot. But when it comes to the extreme stadium like this one, it seems to get really unstable, and that's probably the only downfall that I see with this. Overall, the layer itself, I think it has some usage. I think based off of just what I'm seeing, Leon Crest, the one that is coming up in the future, might be better. That's purely just hypothetical, you know, just total hypothesis there. I don't know for sure because I don't have the Beyblade in my hands at all. But just off of the thickness that you see and everything else, brand new ratchet, 7 sides, I think that one can beat it. Purely off of defense, this one seems to be pretty okay. It's pretty unstable when it comes to the extreme stadium again. But Wizard Rod, I think, is still like the absolute king for the defensive type layers anyway. So yeah, that's just my final thoughts on this bit. Well, not my final thoughts, but it's my final thoughts for this video right now, since this Beyblade is brand new. So yeah, go ahead in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I'll see you in the next one onto whatever I upload.